Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome back to the Sam Redgate-Large channel. And tonight we are going to be watching Liverpool and Leicester City. I'm excited for this one. I'm hoping, and this is a big wish of mine for this evening, that we get some action like we did last night in the Premier League. Because my God, what went on last night? What went on last night? So many goals, some fantastic pieces of play. Coutinho back to his best, maybe one could argue that. It's been a fantastic couple of days, and it's great to have you all back, and it's great to have the Premier League back as well. And unfortunately, we are missing a few absentees from both sides this evening. Because of, you know, the standard evening to you all who are joining in. Because of AFCON, we are missing a few, aren't we? We are missing a few for tonight. Obviously, the big boys in terms of Mohamed Salah and Sadio Mane. We are missing those for tonight. But it looks like Liverpool have still got a very strong team. I'm looking forward to this. I'm really looking forward to this game. It's one of those games which you sit and you look at and you go, this game has got goals. Absolutely, this game has goals. And every time you see Liverpool and Leicester, you know there is going to be goals involved in this. And tonight, I can see it only going one way, especially after the result of the weekend with Leicester City. I can only see it going one way in terms of goals. But let me know. Get your score predictions in the chat, guys. Do be sure to do that for us, and we'll get discussing those in a second. Evening to Fraser, evening to Carrie, and evening to Oliver as well, saying that Salah is on the bench. I know. Big drama. We'll get into that in a second. But let's take you through tonight's teams then. So, as you can see on your screens there, I do hope that these are the right size for you. I think you should be able to see that okay. Are the two sides for tonight's game. We have, obviously, Liverpool, Leicester City, the two L's of the league, but it's very rare that these two teams do take L's, especially Liverpool at the moment. And we'll start off with the home side, with Liverpool, who are playing at Anfield, of course, for tonight, with Alisson in goal. Joel Matip and Virgil van Dijk are the two centre halves. Andrew Robertson and Trent Alexander-Arnold cap off the four at the back. So very much a generic four at the back for Liverpool. It's what you expect with this Liverpool side. No real changes there. Nothing that's going to make you go, hang on, what's Jurgen Klopp trying here? What is he trying here? And Oliver put in that Zaha is clear of Diaz. I've said this quite a few times, actually. I'm not sure on Luis Diaz. I'm sure Jordan Spence will tell you why, but I am not sure on Luis Diaz one bit, because I saw him a couple of games, in the last couple of years, and I've not been impressed with him. But, you know, new league, new manager, maybe the opportunity. He's very much a dribbler, isn't he? But we'll get onto him in a sec. The three across the midfield is Curtis Jones, Fabinho and Thiago. No Harvey Elliott, even though he did score, I do believe, in the FA Cup this weekend. But good to see, obviously, Curtis Jones, and it was good to see Harvey Elliott back at the weekend as well. Then the three up front was Diego Jota, Luis Diaz and Roberto Firmino. The first thing, before we dive into Luis Diaz and that whole transfer and why I don't like him, the first thing is who is going to play which side. For Porto, Luis Diaz was more of a left midfielder, but we know Jota is either your centre forward or your left winger as well. So we'll wait and see. I'm sure that Klopp will probably try and start Jota out on that right hand side because he trusts him. He knows his capabilities. He knows what he can do. But we'll have to wait and see. And then Luis Diaz out on that left-hand side. It's no doubts for me that Firmino will be through the middle. I can't see him swapping. I cannot see him swapping one bit. But as you can see, the Luis Diaz starting in that left midfield role. And for me, I don't really rate him. And I've said that a couple of times. And I won't lie to you. I think there's valid reason why. Anyway, when I saw him against Chelsea, I did not think he put in the greatest of performances. And I know, obviously, that Chelsea then went and won the Champions League. Of course I know that. But I just think Liverpool were a little bit worried by the opportunity of Spurs buying him. And I wonder whether they were fully convinced on him, because to me he doesn't seem like a Jurgen Klopp style of player. Even into Yusuf as well, who says, why is my chat is cutting off half of this? I'm trying to move it, I'm trying to make it bigger, but it gives me a brief second where the mouse is actually, there we are, finally sorted it. When you said new setup, I was expecting a full Monday night football setup. I mean, I could give it a go, but I'm still trying to work all of this out. On the main page, when I'm just sat talking and it's just me and obviously the score, the time, or whatever, there is still a few problems, a few teething problems with it. For some reason, it's just a black screen rather than my green screen cutting myself out and just dropping me in there. So I need to work that one out. I'm not quite sure why it's doing that, if I'm honest with you. It's not like my green screen is lit poorly, because as you can see on this bit, it actually works and you can see the background, because there's this line that goes like up here and up there, which works. But we'll get that sorted. We will get that sorted. When's Leicester chance there's a match win? Yep. When Leicester play, there is a chance of a match win. Absolutely. I was there to watch Harvey Elliott's first professional goal for Liverpool. That is something. I'm sure there'll be plenty to come from him. Let's move on though. We'll quickly talk about how long have we got until kickoff. We have got 7 or 8 minutes. So let's have a look. If you haven't already, guys, do be sure to smash that like button for us. That would be absolutely fantastic. Let's talk Leicester City, though. After their shock loss this weekend in the FA Cup, of course, the holders going out to Nottingham Forest. Forest, of course. I mean, should they have lost to them that emphatically? Absolutely not. Not the holders. Definitely not. Definitely not the holders. They should not in any way, shape or form be losing 4-1. But that is the magic of the Cup. That is the magic of the Cup, and they've got a point to prove tonight. I said that in Tuesday's video. If you've not already seen that, make sure to go over and see that and watch that on the channel. I said that in Tuesday's video. I think this Leicester team are going to go on a bit of a run of form now. Brendan Rodgers, the manager, has been very, very vocal about his dismay and his upset about that performance at the weekend. I think it will give him a good kick up the backside. And even into Josh Ring as well, say, loving the new setup. You'll see what I mean when I've got problems with the green screen, Josh, once I've gone off this screen back onto the regular one. And then let's go through the side. Kasper Schmeichel, of course, starts in goal for Leicester City. Left back, they've got Luke Thomas. Right back, they've got James Justin. Daniel Amati and Wilfred Ndidi are the defenders. They are the defenders for tonight. Wilfred Ndidi is a centre-half. Make that of what you will. Make of that what you will. We'll have to see who, if anyone, can swap in there. I wouldn't even know who to suggest would drop in there if that isn't the situation that's going to be happening. The two defensive midfielders are Samari and Dewsbury Hall, and then the three sort of more attacking players look like there could be Marco Brighton and Ademola Lookman with James Maddison through the middle. What I think will happen there is it might drop back into a sort of a 4-4-2 or a 4-5-1 in defence, and then with that counter-attacking opportunity, move Maddison fluidly and forward up the field. And then, of course, Patson Daka starting up front. Is Kelechi Iheanacho on the bench for tonight? Obviously, he was at AFCON. As were the likes of Naby Keita, Mohamed Salah, and of course Sadio Mane as well. He is on the bench for tonight. He didn't really have the greatest of AFCONs. So you'd like to say that Leicester City are probably closer to fully strengthed? Fully strengthed? Is that a word? I don't think so. They're full strength than Liverpool. However, you know, both sides more than capable. Youri Tielemans on the bench though. Harvey Barnes on the bench for an equaliser. Who knows? And let's have a look at the table at the moment. Leicester City sat down in 12th place. 12th place. They need to put themselves in a good run. A win tonight would see them with, of course, 2 games in hand on Aston Villa, 3 games in hand on Southampton. Would see them leapfrog them both back into 10th place, which I'm sure that would be welcome news for the Leicester City fans. I'm sure that would be welcome news. Josh says, I'm going to go with a 2-2 draw tonight. Won't be able to watch it, unfortunately, due to his training. No worries, Josh. Enjoy the training. And 2-2 draw for Josh. And Oliver's going with, I'm feeling generous for Leicester tonight, so I'll say 5-2 to Liverpool. 5-2 to Liverpool. And Carrie says, I don't know, bro. This football is a Liverpool win or a Liverpool draw. So it's a Liverpool draw or a draw. It doesn't matter if it's a Liverpool draw. It's a draw for anyone. Yeah, that's the thing. I think with Leicester City, you can never write them off, can you? You just can't write them off. The amount of goals that they can score. Was it when they played Manchester City this season? Let me just do a bit of digging here. Was it Manchester City this season where they what was it, conceded 6 but scored 3? Yeah, there you are. I don't know if that you can see that on your screen down there. I think you can. 6-3. So you can never write them out of it, even when they have, scored a lot of goals themselves or conceded a lot of goals. You can never write them out of it. Anyway, let's move on and back to, here we are, ladies and gents. Back to where we were before. Right. My flip-flop fell off, I do apologise. Rodgers to get sacked in the morning and Potter to be appointed at the Foxes. Ooh, I'm not sure. I think it'd be quite difficult to get Potter out of Brighton, if I'm honest with you. But maybe there could be a sacking on its way. But then you've got a question as well with Brendan Rodgers. He's one of those players who, if you give him time and you give him the ability to grow players, then he definitely can do. And he is definitely one of those players, one of those managers, that needs that time to develop. He's been here, 2 years now, and we've started to see that gradual progression. This year, I think, has been difficult as well, in terms of COVID-19, etc. So I think it's harsh to sack anyone under these circumstances, especially when teams like Leicester City tonight, they're struggling so much because of injuries. They've had AFCON, they've had a bit of everything really at the moment, and who knows where they'll be come the end of the season. They could end up finishing sort of 7th or 8th, and then you go, and actually Leicester, considering where you were, that was not a bad season for Leicester City. But only time will tell. Their hopes will be European football. Of course, they did get knocked out of the Europa League, so now they do have this to focus on. Not in the FA Cup, which they'll be disappointed with. They'll have wanted to go longer and further into the FA Cup. Hopefully, they would have been hoping semi-finals, finals, but they're not now. They're here at... they're here getting knocked out by Nottingham Forest. But that aside, we can't talk about that for too long. We cannot. Evening to Curly as well. Well, this made my evening. Liverpool going to win 7-0 is what Curly is going with. 7-0. And there he is, the man that Jordan Spence absolutely dislikes, even though he's a Porto fan. There is Luis Diaz. Let me know, guys. How do you reckon Luis Diaz is going to get on in his Premier League debut tonight? How is he going to get on? A lot of love and respect between the two managers tonight. Both, well, one of them a former Liverpool manager, one of them a current Liverpool manager. So a lot of respect for each other's craft. Interesting to see how this one plays out. It's always, with these two sides, going to be a matter of who scores more. Anything you can do, I can do better is realistically what happens. Anything you can do, I can do better. We will be underway in a short while. The players are just taking the knee. and then we will get ourselves underway, and it'll be Patson Daka to get us underway, and Leicester City kicking from left to right in their blue and white kit, and Liverpool from right to left in their regular iconic red home kit. And Trent Alexander-Arnold might have played through Luis Diaz already. Oh, Daniel Amati there just manages to get himself back. Daniel Amati, that was nearly a scintillating start to the debut there. Nearly a scintillating start for a debut. Incredible pass from Trent Alexander-Arnold, nice and early on. Nearly a brilliant start for Luis Diaz on his debut as well, as he ran through. But just an early warning sign for Leicester City inside 20 seconds. Trent Alexander-Arnold picks out Luis Diaz again, who finds Jota. Jota tries to find Diaz again. It's intercepted, but he still makes his way to Thiago, and Thiago there misreads the pass. There, Rodgers to get sacked, Nuno to be appointed, and Portugal, Leicester City to be born. Who knows? A Portugal, Leicester City, though, would be mental. What are they going to do with Jamie Vardy? Get him to speak Portuguese? I can't imagine Jamie Vardy speaking Portuguese. Trent Alexander-Arnold tries to nick it high there. Wilfred Ndidi, who is playing at centre-half. Indeed he is. He's playing at centre-half and nicked the ball there. Evening, Shah. How are we doing? Carrie says, how Liverpool win 7-0. I mean, they're having a laugh, but... Here's Van Dijk with his first touches of the game. Robertson into Curtis Jones. Curtis Jones has been a player who... How old is Curtis Jones now? Because I feel like he's been a wonder kid on the block for quite a while. And is he my age? Is he 22? Is he 23? Is he 20? Like, I don't know. I really don't know how old Curtis Jones is. I'm not going to lie to you. I don't know how old he is. Let's have a look. Curtis Jones. Because he's 21, I always feel like now, this season, for some reason, I think it's because of Harvey Elliott, everyone thinks of him as like a lot older than what he is, but he just doesn't, he's just got that vibe about him now, doesn't he? He's very mature on the ball, Liverpool can rely on him, and when they've had injuries to Liverpool, especially last season, he was a player that was very vital in keeping Liverpool ticking. Yes, of course, Liverpool had a dip in form, but he was very much a key player in that, and it allowed that, you know, Thiago had someone next to him who that Jurgen Klopp could rely on. I'm good, thank you, Shah. I am good, thank you. Match starts all right. Yeah, not too bad for Liverpool. So far. Dewsbury Hall picks up the ball. Lovely rhyming there from me. He's given it away though to Joel Matip. Into Fabinho. Here's Firmino, who's given the ball away as well. A little bit sloppy in the opening exchanges. Evening, Max. How are we doing, mate? Here's Curtis Jones. Good touch, good pass into Firmino. Firmino looks for Luis Diaz there, but that's really well read by Amati. And he's able to play that away. And Leicester deal with it this time. There is a lot of space just in that number 10 role for whoever drops off from the attacking wide player. Whether it's Luis Diaz who comes inside, whether it's Diego Jota. They seem to be quite fluid up front in the front three. I see the black screen. That's interesting how it hasn't picked it up. Yeah, I know. It's really strange. Really strange. It picks it up though, Josh. If I go back to... Oh, hang on. Let me just... where's my mouse gone? If I just take this off the screen, because otherwise I'll end up getting a copyright claim because it'll be the football. If I go to this one though, Josh, it goes... It's fine. So like you can see this line that's over my left shoulder over here. You can see that. I don't understand. I really don't understand. But it's a weird one. We'll get it sorted. I'm sure we will. Liverpool can win. Absolutely. My score prediction for today. Get your score predictions in. And Curly, I want a proper one as well from you, mate. I am going with... We had a 3-2 last night and a 3-3. I am going with 1-1. No, 2-0 Liverpool, 2-0 Liverpool. I wanted 2 goals in the game, but I can't see Leicester drawing this game. I can't see there being a draw. Liverpool have too much to play for this to be a draw. Evening, Sean. How are we doing, mate? How are we doing? As Albrighton gives away a foul there on Fabinho, a little bit high. Liverpool with an opportunity here to whip the ball in from this free kick. It's quite deep. Trent Alexander-Arnold and I believe Andy Robertson are both over this. Trent's going to take it. He's going to whip it in, looking for the header Firmino there, and never really going to threaten the goal of Kasper Schmeichel there. Not a bad ball in from Trent. Maybe needed a bit more depth to it, but considering the area he was taking the free kick from in the first place, you can't really say too much. Tottenham lost to Southampton. They most certainly did, in a dramatic style as well. Was it 2-1 to Tottenham at one point? 2-1. They looked like they were cruising, and then they got a VAR call as well against them, Tottenham Hotspur. So we had all the drama last night, and it would be very typical of the Sam Redgate-Large channel for all the drama to have been used up last night. Dean saying, can you wear your Chelsea shirt? Not on a Liverpool stream. I can't wear a Chelsea shirt. Not unless it had like Salah on the back or someone like that who plays for Liverpool. Like I couldn't do that, Dean. And Curly's going with 3-0 to Liverpool as his proper prediction. So there we are. Clean sheet for Liverpool is Curly's prediction. Here's Curtis Jones. He's going to clip one in. Looking for Firmino there. It's easily cleared though by Luke Thomas. Only as far as Joel Matip. Here is Trent Alexander-Arnold, who's given the ball away to James Maddison here. Maybe an opportunity for them to counter-attack. And James Maddison skips by the tackle of Fabinho. Goes past Thiago. Here is Ademola Lookman into James Maddison. Maddison through on goal. Maddison! Oh, good save there by Alisson. The angle was against James Maddison there. But that's really, really good play by Leicester City. James Maddison on fire there. Lovely dribbling. Lovely dribbling. And finds himself in the box. It's a decent save there from Alisson. He had to make it. Not sure if it was off over. Not sure if it was off wide of that front post. But Alisson makes sure and puts it behind for a Leicester City corner. What did I say, eh? What did I say about Leicester City on the counter-attack? That's what they've just done there. James Maddison, so good on the ball. So good on the ball. A brilliant player to watch. Gladiator Boy has gone with 2-1 to Leicester. Good to have you in here, Gladiator Boy. I don't know if you're a new subscriber, but I haven't seen you around, but apologies if you are. And the Wiki Tiki says, hey, how are we doing, mate? How are we doing? And Yusuf says, already done with this game. Got Salah captained in my FPL as well. Oh, and there we are. The confirmation. Gladiator Boy, new subscriber. Great to have you on board. Thank you for subscribing. Got any more movie recommendations? Sam's like, oh, movie recommendations. It depends. What platforms have you got, Yusuf? What platforms have you got? That's a lovely ball into Maddison. Maddison tries to flick it round the corner there for Patson Daka, who was making a run. But he's intercepted. He's managed to somehow... Virgil van Dijk, he's got his body in the way and just knocked him off balance there. Just knocked him off balance. Fraser, where are you? You're a Liverpool fan. He's gone all quiet. I bet he's gone nervous. After that. Max says he might not be talking much, but defo watching. No worries, Max. Get on with whatever homework or whatever you're going to be getting on with. Ooh. One back there by Mark Albrighton. Fabinho tries to win the ball back as well. Gladiator Boy, do let us know who you'd support. Do let us know. He says Man City fan, Gladiator Boy is. A Manchester City fan. Good to have you in here, mate. Good to have you in here. I will be actually doing a vlog. I'm off to see City versus Sporting at home. So, even more reason for you to have subscribed, Gladiator Boy. Brilliant stuff. Here's Virgil van Dijk. Curtis Jones dropping in between the defenders there. Matip, 10 minutes gone. Nearly 10 minutes gone on the clock. Liverpool may not win this game because they do not have good strikers. I do not know. Will be an interesting game. It will be an interesting game. They've definitely got enough talent, though. I think they've got enough talent, Carrie. I think they've got more than enough talent to win this game here. Cleared by Kasper Schmeichel, headed back by Andy Robertson. Here's Roberto Firmino into Andrew Robertson again. Robertson's got a bit of grass to gallop into. Robertson pulls it back to Luis Diaz. Here's Thiago into Trent. Trent's going to whip one in, looking for Roberto Firmino there, making the run, but it was cleared away by Amate, only as far as Fabinho. Here's Andy Robertson once again, and that's given away there by Andy Robertson, and there might be a counter-attacking opportunity here, but the through ball, the long through ball over the top, has been intercepted by Alisson, who hoofs it back up the field, back towards James Justin, sends it back where he came from. Surely we can't have 3 banging games in a row. The return has been class. I know, and of course, Newcastle game as well was a very exciting one. I'm sure Newcastle fans will tell you that as well. And Gladiator Boy also watches cricket. Lovely stuff, lovely stuff. I used to play a bit of cricket actually when I was younger, but kind of lost the incentive for it. Robertson plays the ball down the line here. Here's Luis Diaz once again, keeping a keen eye on him tonight. Robertson clips it in. It's cleared away though by Dewsbury Hall. It might fall to Maddison. Falls back to Dewsbury Hall here. Maybe an opportunity for a counter-attack. Dewsbury Hall tries to find Maddison, but gives it straight to Matip, and Matip goes on one of those trademark runs of his and rolls it into Luis Diaz. Matip stays up. Here is Luis Diaz, tries to go to the byline, looks to pull one back and can only find Dewsbury Hall. Dewsbury Hall does clear for a corner. The Wiki Ticky, what did he just put? I've just missed his comment there. Leicester have been shocking this year, but their style might work against Liverpool. Exactly. It seems to work against City as well. Leicester City's style, that counter-attacking opportunity and being clinical on the counter-attacks. Maybe a few of the lower in the league, that's what I meant to say, sides, have almost, because Leicester work well on the counter-attack, because they don't sustain the pressure, they don't work as well against them. Maybe that is what the problem has been tonight. Who else have we got? Sean, hi Villa fan, how was your game last night? I'll take a boring Arsenal win, thanks, says the Wiki Ticky. Yesterday, one of the hours scoring days. One of the what? One of the hours scoring days in PL. Oh, highest scoring days in PL history. Wow. But do not forget the defenders of Liverpool, Van Dijk, Trent and others. Yes, they are. They are very, very good defenders. That's a lovely ball into James Justin. That might fall to Daka in the box, and it's cleared somehow. I think Daka cleared it for them there. And off goes Luis Diaz on his bike, and that's going to be a foul there by Samare on Luis Diaz. James Justin played it through the legs of Curtis Jones, and I think it was Ademola Lookman actually, not Patson Daka in the box there, trying to get a touch on it in the end, and could only ensure it, well, went out of his own box. He almost did the defending for Liverpool there, Ademola Lookman. You're exactly right, they sacked Puel for trying to implement the possession-based style. Fans said it was too boring. Exactly. Leicester don't. They're not a possession-based side. They liked it on the counter-attack, and that's important. Lovely touch there by Luis Diaz. He pulls it back there, looking for Curtis Jones, making the late run, but it was cleared by Leicester, only as far as Robertson here, who finds Curtis Jones. Luis Diaz looks bright in these opening 15 minutes. Everything good so far coming from the Portuguese winger. Here is Curtis Jones going to clip one over towards Trent Alexander-Arnold, cleared by Luke Thomas. Here's Samare. Samare tries to get away from Fabinho, only finds Trent. Here is Firmino, back to Fabinho, who's given the ball away to Albrighton, and Leicester might be going forward here. Maddison plays in Daka. Daka, is he fouled there by Joel Matip? Deemed to have been fouled there by Joel Matip. Curly's just put Daka greater than Lukaku. Absolutely, on this form, yeah. My prediction is 2-0, Gladiator Boy. It is 2-0 for this game. 2-0 to Liverpool, that is. 2-0 to Liverpool. Let's not mention Lukaku. It's a disgrace that he's been playing so poorly, and he's been in the Prem for the majority of his career. I mean, if you're going to say it for me, Wiki Tiki, I'll let you speak about it, because honestly, I don't know what's going on with Romelu Lukaku. I really don't. I really don't. Like, he's had a bit of banter in terms of, you know, obviously he always kisses the badges at the clubs he goes to, and now it just makes you wonder whether he's actually fully committed to all of the clubs. He really does make you wonder. But Lukaku's for another night, I'm sure. Lukaku is for another night, I'm sure. Sean says, Gladiator Boy, the game has kicked off. It's too late to say. Nah, you can still sneak one in. You can still sneak a score prediction in, especially when it's 0-0. We'll give you up until like 20 minutes, and then it's the cut-off point, Sean. But yeah, it's obviously better if you get them in nice and early. Firmino, looking there to play the ball into the feet of Luis Diaz. It was well read though by Amate, who nipped in front of his player. Liverpool do retain possession once again. Here's Firmino, sorry. Here's Luis Diaz. Finds Curtis Jones. Andy Robertson looks to go down that line there. It was a good run by Firmino into the space behind him, and Robertson has only succeeded in giving away a foul there on Mark Albrighton, and wasn't happy about that one, Andy Robertson. Ooh, I mean, looking at it on second review, I'm not sure there's much of a foul in that. It is a bit clumsy, but I'm not sure. Can you watch us play if you're not embarrassed? Carrie, are you a United fan? I can't quite see your profile picture. I can't quite see who it is. This season, Lukaku. This season's Lukaku or this season's Werner? I'd take Werner over Lukaku any day of the week. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to lie to you. I'd just prefer the work rate of Werner. I don't care if you rubbish if you put in a decent shift. If you put in a decent line, that's why Kante's so good. He's rubbish on the ball, but he's good because he can get the, you know, he's really, really hard working, and so that makes up for it. But Lukaku just doesn't work. He doesn't even jump for half of the crosses that come in towards him. You can see how much better Liverpool possess the ball with Thiago on the pitch. They look more threatening already. I think what is quite nice about having that Fabinho-Thiago situation is, oh, that's a lovely ball there by Fabinho, sorry, looking forward, is when they played him as the single pivot, he was focusing more on almost being like that Jorginho role, and I don't think he quite suits that, because he don't quite maybe have the defensive attributes that Jorginho has. There's something in the way that Jorginho plays when he plays as that single pivot that Thiago doesn't have, and that's not a criticism of Thiago. It's more the fact that Jorginho has played in that single pivot for so long, whereas Thiago's not that player. He's better in a more advanced role because he can pick up those spaces. Yes, he drops into right back sometimes when Trent goes on his wanders, but he's better when the ball's at his feet and someone's distributed the ball to him. Whereas someone like a Jorginho, he is the distributor of the ball. And that's why him and Fabinho work so well together in this team. Because Fabinho is a breaker up of the player, distribute the ball, move it left, move it right. For Thiago then to find the extra space and move the ball forward that way. It takes the pressure off him defensively when we know he's not the greatest defensively. Trent Alexander-Arnold with a lovely switch there to Curtis Jones. That man must have 99 vision on FIFA next year. Firmino looking for Luis Diaz. It might fall to Trent Alexander-Arnold at the edge of the box. He cuts in. Trent! Oh, good save there by Kasper Schmeichel. Really, really good save there by the Danish goalkeeper. Trent Alexander-Arnold cutting on his left foot there. And he's absolutely walloped it. He's got a brilliant strike on him, and all Kasper Schmeichel can do is push the ball over and behind for a Liverpool corner. The most threatening opportunity, other than inside the first 30 seconds for Liverpool, that Liverpool have had so far in this game. Rest in peace headphone users, by the way, for me. Going, Trent! Max just puts Lukaku. Nice. Alexander-Arnold's going to whip in this corner here. Whipped in. Looking at that front post for Joel Matip. Cleared by Patson Daka. Might come back to Trent Alexander-Arnold. Does. Curtis Jones now is going to get the ball down. Robertson looking long. Regained possession though by Leicester City. Here's Daniel Amati, my least favourite player in this whole team. Curly, why have you just subscribed again? What are you doing? Carrie says, oh my god, what a save. It was a sharp save, a really sharp save. Thiago is a progressive midfielder and Fabinho keeps it simple. Absolutely, absolutely. And that was the problem. That was the problem. They were expecting him to be like a Jorginho in there and just distribute left to right, be a calm head. He was a calm head, don't get me wrong, but he's just not. He's more of a creative player, isn't he? He's more of a creative player, is Thiago. Very good at doing that, but I still don't think we've seen the best of him in a Liverpool shirt so far. Jota finds Trent. I just wanted the dinosaur. You know you can just ask me to do it, and I can redo it. I can redo it as many times as you like. Pretend like we're going up subscribers. Thiago plays it into Robertson. Robertson, oh, blocked by Amati. Here's Luis Diaz trying to get down to the byline. And that's gone behind for a Liverpool corner. There you are, Curly. You can have another one. All for you. De Gea is the best keeper in my opinion, says Gladiator Boy. That's controversial for a Manchester City fan. You're not going to back Edison, Gladiator. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Mate, if only Arsenal had a progressive midfielder, we'd be a lot more penetrative than we are. Exactly. You need someone to fill in that gap between your Odegaards, your Sakas, your Smith Rowes, and you don't quite have that at the minute. Who's been better, Sam? So far, Liverpool, Leicester looking to hit them on the counter-attack for the most part. Curtis Jones, really well played there. Drops his shoulder a few times, rolls it into Jota. Here is Trent Alexander-Arnold. Goes back down the line to Diego Jota. Jota is going to come all the way back to Curtis Jones again. Liverpool just testing, just probing. Fabinho. Oh, just misplaced pass there by Fabinho. Here is Patson Daka. And here go Leicester on the counter-attack here with Ademola Lookman into Maddison. Here's Dewsbury Hall. Dewsbury Hall, is he going to pick out James Justin? He has. Great to see him back in a Leicester City shirt, of course, after a long-term injury. He's only just making his way back into the team in the last month or so. Up the dinosaur, says Josh. Curly loves the dinosaur. Lovely switch there. Here is Ademola Lookman. Finds Dewsbury Hall. Leicester just getting themselves on the ball now. They've not really had the possession of the ball for more than 30 seconds at the moment. And they've just got themselves on with Samari. Here's Dewsbury Hall again. Might just be a bit of a confidence booster to show that they can actually play. Show Liverpool what they can do. A long ball there. Looking for Mark Albrighton, who's done really well there. And is that a corner? It is. Is that a corner? I think it is. He's done really well there, Mark Albrighton. Gone down the right-hand side of the Liverpool defenders. And if that is a corner, which it is, Maddison's going out to take it. He's done really well there. He played the back heel onto Robertson. And maybe an opportunity here to get some of the big boys up from the back. Curly says, Schmeichel is my favourite goalkeeper, but in the Prem, I think the best is Edison. Mendy all the way. You got to be Team Mendy. Got to be. Maddison's whipping this corner. Maddison punched by... Ooh, dodgy punch there by Alisson. Here's Maddison. Oh, he's offside. A little bit dodgy punch there, I'm not going to lie to you, from Alisson. I don't know if that was just the camera angle and me being a bit overly critical, but it was a weird one. It was a really weird one. Very strange. People slag off Partey, but I don't, because I can see his quality and I trust in that. He's played at a World Cup. He's played at world class level before. None of the midfielder partners have. He's made to look much worse. Yeah, that's you've got to find. You have got to find the perfect. You've got to find the perfect midfield partner. If I can get my words out. For the player, and I don't think Partey quite has that. I think he needs someone who's able, like you say, to progress the ball forward, but then also able to do a bit of a defensive job if the opportunity comes, because Partey is very much a breaker up of the play, and he doesn't have that. I don't rate Alisson all that highly. He makes good saves, but he's dodgy in every game I watch him, says the Wiki Ticky. He does have a couple of mistakes in him at the moment, Alisson. Whether that's something that just happened last season, when the tragic thing happened with his father passing away, whether that was just a repercussion of that. But I'm sure we'll have to wait and see. Gabriel has scored in the Arsenal game against Wolves. Gabriel has scored. So surprisingly, Wolves have actually conceded. But that is 1-0 in the other game. The way this game started, I was expecting there to be goals galore. Curly says he remembers seeing quite a few Alisson mistakes too. Yeah, he has made quite a few. But I think that's part of what comes with the job as well with keepers. I think you remember keepers making mistakes because inevitably most of them lead to goals. Whereas a centre-half can make a mistake and you've still got your other centre-half, your right-back, your left-back, potentially all in possession. Matip looks to play the ball through there for Fabinho, who's hassling the Leicester defenders. Luis Diaz picks it up on the edge of the box, rolls it into Trent. Trent whips it in. Robertson's at the back post. Oh, Robertson was absolutely stretching for that there. And I think he might have hurt himself on the way through as well. I don't know if he hit the post as the ball came in there. It was a delightful ball from Trent, especially considering the lack of room he had. Robertson fully commits, and oh yeah, Robertson just on his way down. I think he just hits himself there, just on the post, and Kasper Schmeichel, rightfully so, appealed to the physios to get them on as soon as possible, because that, it looks a bit, it's not on his shoulder, it's just on the top of his back, and that looked painful. That looked really, really painful for the Liverpool fullback. But he is back up. He was down, and Kasper Schmeichel did have some concern for the Scottish international, but he is back on his feet and ready to rumble. Part of being a Liverpool goalkeeper. # Keller. Exactly. And Karius as well. I think they've all made mistakes. Leicester City do have a throw-in though following that. I kind of forgot what had happened because of all that with Robertson there. James Justin to get us back underway on the pitch. Carrie says, well, I'm very curious which is your favourite team and favourite player. So I'm actually a Chelsea fan, Carrie. I'm a Chelsea fan. I don't know how to prove this to you without leaving the current seat that I'm in. But there's a picture of Chelsea's Champions League thing off camera, just literally there. And my favourite player, I will let the chat tell you who my favourite player is, because I'm pretty certain they will get it straight away. They all know who it is. And Carrie, in these chats you will get to know that there is one player I'm very, very biased towards. And that is, drumroll please, Mason Mount. He is on the back of my Chelsea shirt as well. Gladiator boy. Every time I leave the stream and come back, it's still 0-0. Now you know how I feel. You don't have to sit and commentate on a 0-0. I want some goals. I want excitement like that Aston Villa game last night. That game was so good. End-to-end stuff. Another Leicester City player was just gone down there. A bit of a clash of when the ball was in the air. Clash of heads. Sam loves Wilfred Zaha. No, I don't. No, I think I actually like the opposite of Wilfried Zaha, which isn't him. Anyone but Mason Mount carry. Sam hates him. Sam loves Ross Barkley, for God's sake. Oh God, I absolutely hate Ross Barkley. I don't know how he's still a Chelsea footballer, man. I don't know who gave him the right to still be a Chelsea footballer. It really annoys me though, because Ross Barkley, every time he plays, he does well, but you can just tell he's a bang average footballer. You literally can tell. Oh, Champions League! Champions League is back tomorrow. Tomorrow? Next week is what I meant to say. Champions League back next week. Chelsea with Lille. Liverpool have... Who have Liverpool got? Inter? Is that right? I'm excited. I'm excited for the Champions League. I am. The thing is, it's always good high-scoring games when Sam isn't streaming. Yeah, exactly, Oliver. That is literally it. That is literally it. As soon as Josh streams one, he gets all the goals. I'm just going to ignore the Wiki Ticky's comment there. Right? I cannot believe he's even... I think we put him on a 5-minute mute for slander of Mason Mount. I'm joking, of course. I'll read it in a second. I'm just waiting for you guys because it keeps popping up, and I try and read one and it just disappears. What has Curly put? Curly has put, Sam says Conor Gallagher is the best rising talent in England. I mean, he is up there. He's a very good player, Conor Gallagher, at the moment. He is a Chelsea player as well, so I'll take it. Sam loves Danny Drinkwater. I forgot that man still played football. Oh, Diego Jota. Good run here by Jota. And that'll be a foul there by Samari, who was trying to get himself back on Jota there, who just skipped by him. Evening, Umar. How are we doing? Been a little while, dude. Been a little while. Can't lie, I think Mount is slightly overrated. Had a feeling after Lampard got sacked he wouldn't be playing so often. I mean, I don't think there's been a drop-off. There has been in terms of his play time, but also he's been injured this season a bit more. So, but if you look at his stats, I think he's got 7 goals, 6 assists. So already, considering he's played, 20 games this season, he's already got his best top goal-scoring season and his most assists in a season. So, I wouldn't say in terms of the seasons he's having, in terms of Mason Mount seasons, he's overrated, but whether it's different is a different thing. I don't think he is though, because I think a lot of people don't realise the work rate that goes behind Mason Mount. They see the 7 goals, 6 assists, or whatever it may be, and they go, oh yeah, he don't contribute as much as the likes of Grealish, Maddison. Trent Alexander-Arnold clips in it. Ooh, a lovely little clip there. Try something different. Might fall to Firmino. He's blocked though by I believe that was Dewsbury Hall, and it might have gone behind there. Referee, does he give a corner there? He's a bit indecisive there, the ref. I'd say his general play has dropped off, but his numbers look better. Yeah, and maybe I think he's starting to play a bit of a different sort of position now for Chelsea. His pressing isn't as needed as much, and that might almost coincide as well with the fact that Chelsea haven't done as well, because obviously Ben Chilwell, Reece James are quite important in that setup, and then when you don't have the press of Mason Mount as well, there's a lot more time, isn't there? There's a lot more time. I'm good, thank you, Omar. Hope you're doing well. Hope you are doing well. I'm going to come back after 5 minutes. Don't tell me it's 0-0, says Gladiator. Hopefully not. In comes the corner from Trent Alexander-Arnold. Oh, what a save! Oh, it's in from Jota! It's not going to be... He's not going to come back, and it's going to be 0-0. Diego Jota tucks it home from 5 yards out. It was a corner in, whipped in by Trent Alexander-Arnold. First met by Virgil van Dijk. It was a half-decent first save, but Kasper Schmeichel needed some help. He needed some help, and Diego Jota gets himself another goal in a Liverpool shirt. Another goal. That man is on fire for Liverpool. Absolutely on fire. And, well, Leicester go behind, and you can't say it's against the run of play whatsoever. Cannot say it's been against the run of play. The second he left stream. Exactly. We'll just get him to leave more often. Diego Jota gets the first goal of the game for this evening. Diego Jota. What can Leicester City do though? They're known for their what's the word? They're known for their comebacks and their ability to start brightly. I nearly said something completely wrong there. Start brightly following that. Goal? Yes, exactly. Goal. Liverpool, Diego Jota. Jota, best player in the world. Sadio Mane is the best player in the world. Why are you just laughing? I'm very looking forward to the UEFA Champions League starting with Real Madrid PSG, and I'm wondering who will be... I couldn't read the rest of that, I said carry. And I'm wondering who will be UEFA's... Say Chelsea are in very good shape with lots of cool players. They are, but they're not doing very well at the moment. Zaha greater than Jota, Sam agrees. Sam, have we got a half-time game? I mean, we can do the quiz if you'd like. We can do that if that suits you. Who's Messi? We've got Jota. I mean, I don't think anyone was ever... That was never a debate in the first place. I'm not going to lie to you. Fabinho clips one forward, looking for Luis Diaz, looking to use a bit of that pace there, and that's a good tackle there by James Justin. Really, really solid tackle. I was trying to work out what you said, what you nearly said with starting brightly, and it broke me. I know, honestly, I don't even know how I pronounced it wrong. Van Dijk finds Thiago. Leicester do need to up it though. They do need to up it. They can't afford just to hit him on the counter-attack, not in the position that they're in this season. They'll quite easily be dragged into this relegation scrap, especially with the relegation team starting to pick out a few points at the moment. If they don't watch the teams behind them, it's easy to forget, isn't it, about the teams behind you when you're looking forward. And Leicester City might become a victim of one of those because they'll be looking forward, going, "Oh yeah, we're only 1 point behind Aston Villa." But as Newcastle and Norwich, who are winning games freely, and I'm sure Everton will start. Everton are too good to go down. I'm sure they'll start winning games freely as well. Gladiator Boy says at least it's not 0-0. Literally as you left, Gladiator. That was perfect timing for us. After the way Leicester have been getting pumped often, not sure if they can do anything here. We'll have to wait and see, won't we? Lookman looking for Dewsbury Hall there. That was better from Leicester City, and Fabinho only succeeds in playing that behind for a Leicester corner. Will Mount ever win the Ballon d'Or? I am telling you now, put a fiver on Mason Mount to win the 2027 Ballon d'Or. 2027. I remember that 3-0 game against Chelsea. They took a whipping that day. Unfortunately, I didn't actually watch that game because I was in Germany at the time with Erin. I watched glimpses of it, but obviously in Germany I didn't really have the opportunity to. Leicester take the corner short, and Lookman tries to play it through the legs of Robertson there. You can't play it through a player, and Robertson might be able to counter-attack. He's got 5 in this attack with him, Robertson, and that's really, really well read there by Mark Albrighton, who had to make that tackle because, like I say, there was 5 red shirts dashing forward for Liverpool, trying to hit them on the counter-attack. Mark Gahey will win the Ballon d'Or ahead of Mason Mount. Gladiator Boy, there were 6 VAR disallowed goals whilst you were gone. Yes, absolutely. West Ham love beating Chelsea 3-2. I mean, I think they've only beaten us once 3-2, haven't they? But I might be wrong on that. Now that you've said that, I feel like West Ham have beaten us a couple of times in recent. And a red card decision for Liverpool too. Stop winding him up. Stop winding him up. James Justin clips one forward, headed by Van Dijk, only as far as Dewsbury Hall here. Into James Justin again. Sorry, that was Mark Albrighton. Amati drops his shoulder, gets away, and that's a poor pass there from Daniel Amati. He played it straight out of play. So we're going to have to wait till the next round for FA Cup for Huddersfield versus Chelsea. Yes, we will, unfortunately. We'll have to wait one more. Fine. Both teams will get through anyway, so it's fine. You missed the dominant Chelsea performance. Leicester had no shots in the first half of that game. I was scared of Chelsea after that. I mean, I think that was the last time that Chelsea really... One of the last times, actually, that Chelsea were really that dominant force. They've kind of dropped off a little bit, haven't they? Sam was not happy with Joshua Chat's chats the other day with the FA Cup draw. I can't remember that. I really can't remember that. I'm not going to lie to you, Oliver. Thiago. Lovely ball. Trent Alexander-Arnold finds Firmino. Flicks it on to Luis Diaz. Luis Diaz, he's got Robertson in support. Finds Robertson. Robertson comes back to Fabinho. Fabinho into Luis Diaz. Diaz, can he get some room? Rolls it into Firmino. Firmino cuts inside Firmino. Oh, that's a last-ditch piece of defending. Whipped in by Robertson. Cleared again by James Justin. Matip headers it back forward. Curtis Jones tries to get it down. Thiago recovers it, gives it to Luis Diaz. Robertson's going to whip one in. Oh, punched clear that time. And that was an ambitious overhead kick attempt there from Thiago from the edge of the box. Thiago, of all people, going for an overhead kick. Ambitious, ambitious. Who did Chelsea draw? I forgot. Is it Luton? They're playing someone like quite low down. Yeah, Thiago with a really ambitious sort of scissor kick, sideways overhead kick. Well, it's not overhead if it's sideways, but you know what I mean. I don't know how to best describe it. But ambitious, edge of the box. He's got a good connection on it. Kasper Schmeichel was maybe a little bit too confident there. That was going wide. Oh, Robertson's given the ball away. Here's James Maddison. Oh, Maddison, is he fouled there by Fabinho? Referee says get up. He's seen absolutely nothing of it. Here's Luis Diaz. Can he get away from James Justin, who's kept him quiet so far in this game? Other than that opening 20 seconds, Thiago does brilliantly though. Really well played by Thiago. Here go Liverpool once again. Trent Alexander-Arnold, lovely ball into Firmino. Firmino shoots! Good save there by Kasper Schmeichel. Really good save. No, there hasn't been Gladiator. There hasn't been 6. There's been 5. What happened in the FA Cup draw? I can't remember. I don't know what Oliver's on about. We're not getting battered by Forest. Town are above. Town are above Forest. We can beat them any day of the week. Crazy. A new pitch invader that looked just like Roy Hodgson. Oh, God. I don't think I want that, Curly. That Thiago effort was closer than I thought. I know, when I first watched that Wiki Tiki, when I first watched it, it was like... I was like, oh, that was really well wide. And I think what gave the perception of that was the fact that Curtis Jones had like moved into the way of the goal, and it had gone past him, but it was actually a lot closer, maybe half a yard wide of the post. Not a bad effort from Thiago. Somewhat different as well. Definitely somewhat different. Robertson, Curly's comment there has really tickled me. Forest are on a different level under Cooper. If by a different level you mean 2 places below Huddersfield Town, then yes, absolutely they are. Thiago flicks it to Trent Alexander-Arnold. It's been the Thiago and Trent passing show so far. Here's Luke Thomas. Looking forward there for Patson Daka. Well read though by John Matip. Matip slows down the play a little bit here as there's no real pressure on him. Bit of a press there from Lookman as he rolls it back to Allison. Robertson. Luis Diaz back into Robertson. Liverpool trying to move the ball forward fast once again. That is a really positive, a really big positive about this Liverpool side. They do move it fast and move it forward. Lovely ball there by Trent, who rolls it down the line for Luis Diaz. Luis Diaz looks to stand one up, looking for Jota. Cleared though by Amati. Here is Thiago it's come out to. Thiago finds Luis Diaz once again, who's gone over to this right-hand side, and Jota's come over to this left-hand side. Trent Alexander-Arnold back into Luis Diaz. Lovely interchange there between Luis Diaz and Thiago. Diaz up against Dewsbury Hall. Can he find some room here? Has to come back again to Thiago. Just being patient. Thiago's going to switch one. Looking for Curtis Jones. Good touch from Jones. Jones into Robertson. 8 men behind the ball. 9 men behind the ball for Leicester City. It's a blue wall in front of them, but they're going to have to do a bit more if they want to win this game. Firmino into Jota. Back into Firmino! Good save there by Kasper Schmeichel. Weird save. He just kind of like punched it. But a good save in the end. And it is cleared out for a throw-in deep inside the deep inside the Leicester half? Yeah, Leicester half. That's a really, really weird save from Kasper Schmeichel. I'll get to your comments in a second. We've got 2 minutes of added time at the end of the first half here, ladies and gents. Do let me know your first half thoughts and stick around for the halftime little quiz we're going to be doing. Put those Leicester players in a blender. Thiago spun those 2. He did, yeah. They look dizzy. They look dizzy. Fraser's singing. Do you remember how many times Barcelona and Chelsea had Drogba and had to have a penalty, and the referee did not mean that he was very upset to win, and the referee was upset? I'm assuming you mean Chelsea-Barcelona, where Drogba with the fans, with the referee saying it was a disgrace. And yes, I do remember that. That was awful. Lovely ball over the top, looking for Luis Diaz. Really well played, though, by Luke Thomas to get himself back in. Yeah, that was one of the weirdest decisions, like, weirdest games I've ever seen in terms of controversy. And surely there was something dodgy with that game. Surely. Rodgers got sacked, signed for Rangers, then got them relegated and got sacked and rehired by Leicester, and then Jota scored to make it 1-0. There was a mysterious helicopter which landed on the pitch. That would have been the owner's helicopter. Nah. And then Zuma became dyslexic and kicked a tack. A tack. That's just like missing a day of school and then your school takes the class on a field trip. Yeah, pretty much. Everything happens when you're gone. Here's Firmino trying to burst forward. Daniel Amati, though, gives away a foul. I think that was Samari actually trying to get back. Maybe an opportunity for Liverpool here before half-time. We've had the 2 minutes, but there's going to be an opportunity to move the ball forward and get it up the field. I wonder if Liverpool will just sort of play for time here and make sure they get in with their noses ahead. He's taking his time here, Robertson. Taking his time here, Andy Robbo. Trent clips one forward, looking for Joel Matip. Matip looks to header it forward, looking for Diego Jota. Jota deemed to have been offside there, and that will be half-time. So, that is the first half of football. Do be sure to get in the chat and let me know what you've made if you are watching along at home to this first half of football. For me, I think Liverpool have been good. I think Leicester need to get on the ball a bit more. I know myself and Wiki Tiki have been talking about the counter-attacking prowess of this team and how a possession-based game doesn't suit them, nor does it suit the fans. But they need to do something, surely. They need to do something because it's not good enough at the moment. It really, really isn't good enough at the moment from Leicester City. They look so far off it in this first half. Not really created anything whatsoever. Let's just have a look at the halftime stats before we do get into the halftime quiz. So do be sure to stick around for that. Let's have a look at the halftime stats. Let me just switch over for us to the intermission screen. Here we are. So here are the halftime stats, which you can see on the left of your screen. I think I need to just readjust this. I can scroll myself over somehow. Let me just... Oh, damn it. I'll sort this. Oh, this is annoying me. Right, there we are. Control. Right, there you are. Now you can see the full thing. I know that cuts me off slightly, but we'll just do that for the time being. So here are the halftime stats. Liverpool, of course, dominating in terms of possession. Expected, really. Liverpool, most shots on target, most shots off target. Really dominant Liverpool performance so far in this game. And not really anything too impressive to talk about in terms of Leicester City. Looking at those stats, is it really? Not really too impressive. I mean, they're even losing on tackles and interceptions, and for a counter-attacking team, you'd expect them to be making more tackles and interceptions than they currently are. I just think they've just been off it so far today. You look at the match ratings here as well for Leicester City, and they've not been good so far, have they, Leicester City? Not been good enough at the moment. It's been a difficult first half for Leicester City, and a long first half as well. A long first half as well. You can see the quietness of Maddison, Daka, these players. You can see how quiet they have been. Daniel Amati and Kasper Schmeichel. Schmeichel's obviously made a few good saves. He has made a few good saves in this first half to keep his team alive in this game. Just about live in this game. Right, let me get the quiz for you. 2 seconds. I'll get the quiz for us, and then here we are. Here is the quiz. I can't remember what Antonio said. Wiki Tiki. Let's have a look. Who do we want? Who do we want in this quiz? Who do we want in this quiz? Have we done this person before? Yes. Let's find, who have we got? Leicester and Chelsea. Cool. Let's try find a player linked to Leicester. This might be easier said than done, looking at this pack of cards. No, that's Everton. We've done him. Let's have a look. We'll get ourselves a card.
The traditions that are always getting better.
That Wiki Tiki, that was Chris Kirkland who said that. That was Chris Kirkland who said that. I think what he meant to say, I'm not obviously saying that it's correct. I think what he meant to say was the severity of it. We should be treating this as severe as something such as racism, and not that it's more important. Like, that's just come across wrong. The severity of it is definitely a very, very severe thing that needs to be looked at. But right, I'm just going to pick a random player. We are going to go with the next player to pop out. We've already done him. Damn it. Right, here we go. Here's the quiz. Oh, and it's a Chelsea player. Good stuff. Good stuff. Right. Liverpool versus Leicester. Oh, and former Leicester player. So we've got the link. Here we are. N'Golo Kante. So how is your N'Golo Kante knowledge, everyone in the chat? Are we ready? So the first question in the halftime quiz for today. First question in the halftime quiz. At Boulogne, in the early stages of his career, how did Kante travel to training? Which strange way did Kante travel to training? That is the first question of tonight's quiz. Do get involved if you want to, and if you can, do be sure to get in the chat. N'Golo Kante. So the first question is, at Boulogne, in his early stages of his career, how did Kante travel to training? What weird way did Kante travel to training?
Welcome back. Nice to have you with us this evening. Liverpool.
I don't know, probably got the bus. Antonio is right, animal abuse is a severe thing, but it's nowhere near comparable to racism. I'm black and it's actually kind of insulting for the two to be in the same conversation. Yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. I think what, like I say, what he meant to say is it's a severe thing, and he was trying to say that, but it's just not come across how he expected it to come across. It's come across strange, and I don't think for one moment he meant to say to insult people, but he has said it. He said it so wrong. He said it so wrong. It's come across really poorly. I will give you a clue. The options are bus, bike, or push scooter. Bus, bike, or push scooter. Bus, bike, or push scooter. Boulange, in his early stage of his career, how did Kante travel to training? Bike, bus, or push scooter? Bit of a tongue twister, that one. Bike, bus, or push scooter. Bike, bus, or push scooter. Bike, bus, or push scooter. No, not happening. Not happening.
You know, two players switched off. Van Dijk gets free. Justin, I think it goes for the ball to win the ball. Therefore, he leaves Jota
on a tandem with Maurizio Sarri. Push scooter. He used to run to training when he was at Chelsea. That's what he was going to say he was going to do. Bike, says Oliver. Curly's gone with push scooter. Push scooter is such a weird way to say it. The Wiki Tiki says scooter, and so does Fraser. So I can reveal to you, Fraser's going, I'm staying with bus. He's staying with bus. I can reveal to you, the correct answer was push scooter. He used to travel to training on a push scooter. I don't know what they mean by a push scooter. Do they mean like a kid's scooter? Surely they can't mean that. Push. Kante push scooter.
After about 15 minutes. Don't get me wrong, he hasn't done anything in particular where you think, wow, he's created an unbelievable chance.
7 things you didn't know about Chelsea star N'Golo Kante, including riding a push scooter to team training. What is a push scooter? Like, do they mean like a...
None of these clips you'd think, wow, that gets you off your seat, but I think he looks like a Liverpool player. He really does.
He couldn't afford a car. Instead, nothing more than a child's toy to get himself to and from training. What? What? That is the weirdest thing I've ever heard of. What? That is mental. He went on a kid's toy to training. Imagine that. You just... Imagine you're playing for Chelsea. He just turns up and all of a sudden, oh yeah, push scooter, nice. Makes it sound more refined, yeah. But I guess they said push scooter instead of like a scooter as in like a moped type scooter. Well, that is so weird. Lewis Hamilton uses one of them in the pit lane. Exactly. So, second question, now that I've had a titter at that. Second question is, how much did N'Golo Kante cost Leicester City when he signed for them in 2015? There are 3 options. I want to see if anyone gets it or gets roughly. What I will do is, for the first bit, I will give you within $1 million. If you get it, I will say someone's got it correct. Kante on a push scooter. I can't believe that, on a push scooter to training. That is mental. The more you know, eh? The more you know. I thought that would look cool. Next to 100k BMWs, you see a push scooter, you'd be like, what? I know, it would be mental. It would be mental. Fraser's gone with 3.7 mil. So we're taking 2.7 to 4.7. Curly's gone 37 mil. I can tell you, Curly, it was not that high. 900k, says the Wiki Tiki. Have we got any more answers coming in? Oliver, Carrie, I know you're both in here. Are we going for any more? Any more for any more? Oliver's gone. And then I will narrow it down to what you think. Let's wait to see if Oliver comes out with something. 5.1 mil. Oliver. Oliver, mate. You have come in late. And it's very, very rude of you. Because you've come in late. And, you know, everyone else has already got their ideas in. And you've come in. And you've absolutely smashed it. It's the actual answer is 5.6 million. But because I said, you know, a million either side, he is technically in it. But Oliver, what a shout that was. 5.6 mil. What a bargain for Leicester City to sign N'Golo Kante, a vital part of the Leicester City title winning team. But really, is Kante coordinated? It is 5.6 million, Oliver. So you do get the point for that one. I'll give you the point. You get the point for that one. No excuses, Oliver. I don't want to hear the excuses. I don't want to hear the excuses. In which capital was N'Golo Kante born is question 3. I think this one's a bit of an easier one, but well done. That was a really good guess, actually. I was gonna reveal it. I'll take that without using Google. Yeah, you weren't far off, actually, Fraser. Not far off at all. Thought it was cheaper than that. I know. For some reason, I seem to think it was, but it's what the card says. The card says is what the card says. Wiki Tiki. The card says is what the card says. So the next question is, in which capital city was N'Golo Kante born? This should be easy if you use your brains. Should be easy peasy lemon squeezy. Oliver says Paddy. Anyone else got any other answers? European city which N'Golo Kante was born. I don't even know what country he's from. How do you not know what country he's from? Joseph. Come on, man. There you are. I'll give you a clue. I'll give you a clue. That's his flag. That is his flag. Sadly, I don't have a brain, says Oliver. Wiki Tiki's gone with Parry as well. And Curly says Glasgow. Imagine a Scottish accent. Imagine a Scottish accent coming out of N'Golo Kante. Oh my god. He actually doesn't understand Billy Gilmore because Billy Gilmore is that Scottish. Like, imagine that coming out of him. Evening, Shrafter. How are we doing, mate? Oh, wait. Yes, I do. Please ignore me. Yes, you do. I can reveal the correct answer is, Oliver, you did say that you had no brain. But it is correct. You were correct with Paris. And Wiki Tiki also correct. And Gladiator Boys says Earth. So, close one, close one, close one. Which trophy did Kante win with two different clubs in 2016 and 2017? That is question 4. That is question 4. No, you can't change it now, Curly. That is there. It is on the page forever. It is on the page forever. Just watching the Arsenal goal whilst we wait. Oh, it's scrappy from Arsenal, but they'll take it. They will take it. Absolutely, 100% they'll take it. Very, very scrappy, but eventually found the back of the net anyway. Curly says FA Cup with a fire emoji. We are nearly back with the football. Shrafter's gone Premier League. Wiki Tiki's gone Premier League. We are nearly back with the football as well. The teams have just come back out. And I can reveal to you, Curly, you've got another one wrong there, mate. It is the Premier League. You won the Premier League first with Leicester, and then, of course, with Leicester. Curly, you should remember that. That was our whole GCSE year, was finding out about a teacher who was a Leicester City fan and the whole emotions he was going through for that title win. And too easy, says Shrafter. All right, all right. And we are back underway for this second half. We have the 5th and final question, so I'll get onto that in a second. Liverpool kicking from left to right in this second half. Leicester City, let's see how they come out in this second half. Kicking from right to left, like I said, in the usual home kits for the two sides as well. Number 1 victory royale, yeah, Fortnite, we about to get down. I miss that sound on TikTok. I absolutely love that sound on TikTok for some strange reason. Final question is, which former manager declared that having Kante is like having 2 players in your team? Which manager said that about him? First said that about him. I'm sure lots of managers have said that. At Graham Thompson, where you at? Where is he? Good old Graham. Trent clips one forward there, looking for Fabinho. Read by Samare. Samare tries to flick it forward for Daka. Daka gives the ball away. Liverpool regain possession once again. My head teacher mentioned the Leicester title win in his speech when we started GCSEs at the beginning of year 10. It was horrible. I mean, our head of year for year 10 and 11, Wiki Tiki, was a Leicester fan. And so it was like this whole story about the underdog was part of the reason that, like, a lot. I don't know if Curly feels the same, but they gave us this whole like story and this whole identity of like an underdog, and it almost, because it was linked with our year at school, and I'm sure other people had this, but because it was linked with our teacher, we all felt like the underdog, and Leicester being able to do that. I know GCSEs like now when you get to, I'm assuming that Wiki Tiki, if he says at the beginning of year 10, I'm assuming you have also finished your GCSEs, but you end up at this stage of where you're like, actually, you know, they weren't that important, but at the time they feel amazing and they feel like the biggest thing on the planet. And for us, that feeling of the underdog was something that actually drove a lot of us on, or it did definitely for me. We never did get the red carpet. No, we didn't. They promised us that. Here goes Jota. Jota shoots. Oh, good save though by Kasper Schmeichel, more than equal to it there. And Schrotter says Conte. Curly's gone with Neville. Wiki Tiki's gone Ranieri. Oliver's gone Timmy Tuchel. And I can tell you, it is Claudio Ranieri. So Wiki Tiki, you are on fire. Wiki Tiki's on fire. Your defence is terrified. Wiki Tiki's on fire. Da-na-na-na-na-na. Corner from Liverpool. Trent Alexander-Arnold's going to whip this one in. Whipped in, cleared at that front post by, I believe that was Daka getting his head on, doing his defensive duties. Kicked up into the air again by Wilfred Ndidi. Indeed he did. It was a good theme, to be fair, up the Graham Thompson. It really was. I don't know if that was just me, Curly, that felt like that. You're doing a watch-along for the final. When is the final? Let's have a look. I've not actually looked. It depends, because it was a really weird time. It was like 4:30, wasn't it? Is it this Saturday? Saturday the 12th. I might do it, you know. Why not? I'll see what the 3 o'clock kickoffs are, because I'm not overly bothered about it. And if I can do like an Everton Leeds, for me that's much better than doing Chelsea in the thingy, because I'm not overly bothered about it, if I'm honest with you. But I'll stick a poll out. What do you reckon, Shafter? If I stick a poll out, what do people prefer? Do people prefer Chelsea in the thingy, or do people prefer the relegation scrap between Everton and Leeds? Or it's looking like a relegation scrap at the moment. Anyway. Here's Dewsbury Hall. Oh, is that a good tackle? No, referee says no. Firmino, sorry. Getting back, trying to put in the tackle. I do think he won the ball there. I think he's a little bit unlucky, but it was from behind. So in the modern game, you're never really gonna have a clean tackle if you are tackling from behind. You never really are. Unfortunately, that's the way that the game is. What channel is it? Which one? The thingy, the Club World Cup is... Oh, this is a really dangerous position. Sorry, I got distracted there. Really dangerous position for someone like James Maddison. The Club World Cup is E4/All4.
Just a little bit to the left side, so the wall will cover that right-hand post for Alisson. So
I don't even think that our head teacher was a Leicester fan. He was just trying to seem current. Yeah, our head of the year was actually a Leicester fan. He was so good with that as well. He was absolutely brilliant. I do miss them days. Like, I don't know if Curly feels the same, but anyway. Maddison over this free kick. James Maddison. Oh, straight into the wall. Is that going to drop down for anyone there? falls to Ademola Lookman, who gives the ball back to Firmino. And Firmino can only succeed in playing the ball out for a Leicester throw-in deep inside the Liverpool half. Luke Thomas has gone out to take this throw-in. Into Dewsbury Hall, back into Thomas. Another throw-in off Diego Jota this time. Nice, Oliver. It's whipped in by Luke Thomas, cleared by Joel Matip, and hoofed clear that time by Fabinho. It's Luis Diaz giving chase. Clip forward looking for Luke Thomas. Luke Thomas tries to be inventive, doing a chest control around Trent Alexander-Arnold though. Trent able to clear, and Joel Matip gets it away in the end. And that was a waste of a throw-in as well from Leicester City there. Wiki Tiki says, I don't mind seeing Fat Frank on the job. Don't think he's the right guy for Everton, especially since he's inexperienced. Yeah, but you've got to take a gamble sometimes, haven't you? You've got to take a gamble with someone like this. You know, we've seen him. He's clearly got something about him. He's clearly got something about him, because he wouldn't have got Chelsea to a top 4 position, and he wouldn't have got Derby into that playoff final if he wasn't, you know, a good tactician to some degree. So he's definitely got something in there. I just think he needs to use his head and not try and find his next Mason Mount, the player that he loves and adores and sits on, and you know what I mean. He just needs to really just try and change things up a bit. Sam, check your messenger. Why? What have you sent me? Sent a photo. What are you sending me? I totally forgot about that. The best bit. Oh my god, I'm going to have to show this. How did you even find that? How did you find that so quickly? The tracker. Oh, I love that. Here's Diego Jota cutting in on his left into Firmino. Firmino, can he get his shot off? Tries to pull it back there, looking for Luis Diaz. It is, it is cleared there by Liverpool's defenders and out for a Liverpool throw-in on the halfway. So, a little bit of context. The head of our year was also, or the head of year 10 was also the, what was he? He was the tech teacher. And me and Curly had to do, we had to like create a car or something like that? An electric car, like an electric toy car, like an RC. And we called ours the Tratter, and we called ours the Tratter, and because he was a Leicester fan, we covered it in like Leicester like badges and stuff like that. And we even spelt Leicester City on it wrong. But I don't know if you can see, there is a young me and Curly with his very curly hair sat next to the Tratter, and that's what I was laughing at, because that is year 8 or year 9. I don't know if you can see, oh, as it blends me in there, but I don't know if you can see, but that is mental. That is mental. I totally forgot about that. I totally forgot about that. Good stuff, Curly. Bringing back the memories. Bringing back the memories as we talk about Leicester City. Mohamed Salah warming up as well on the sideline. He'll be wanting to get an introduction after having lost the AFCON final. I'm sure he doesn't need reminding of that, but Salah, just in case if you do. Edouard Mendy won the AFCON and you didn't. Everton need to deal with their first, but Everton need to deal with their board first. I think Frank has the intellect, but he needs to temper his ego. Maybe so, maybe so. Now that it's different class, I know. My head teacher is in my school, supports Southampton, and they lost 9-0. Nice. But there you are. You got to know a little bit about me and Curly there, didn't you? You got to know a little bit. Your school sounds good in year 8. I got out of art for sending a paintbrush. I got sent out for getting a paintbrush in art class. What? My old chemistry teacher got into a car accident and lost his body. Now he's the head. Oh, for God's sake. That just wasn't. I was really confused then as well, because I was thinking of Dr. Carr, and that really scared me. Opportunity there for Liverpool. Cleared, parried away by Kasper Schmeichel. Was Robertson driving into a bit of space? I think the cross is actually deflected off the foot of Dewsbury Hall on the way through. He does actually try to cross it and parried clear by Kasper Schmeichel that time. I assume that's you on the left. I'm the one without the curly hair, the one that looks like me. Here's Samari. Ndidi. Does he pass the ball? Indeed he does. I need to stop doing that. Here's Dewsbury Hall. Finds Mark Albrighton. James Justin. Leicester need to get in this game. It's been a bit of a nothing start to this second half. I was expecting a bit more from Leicester City. As you can tell by the fact we got distracted by those brilliant stories. Lookman plays it forward. Daka definitely offside there, but the referee's flag's not gone up and the linesman's put his flag up this time. Oh, so that's why he calls you Curly. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. It feels weird if I call him Joe. It was a really good position there for Patson Daka had he kept himself onside, but he's just wandered into an offside position there. Maybe should have been a little bit more alert. Joel Matip looking to switch the play too. Louis Diaz there. What an excellent ball there by Joel Matip. Here's Louis Diaz drifting in. He shoots from distance. Oh, deflection, and that has gone wide. I didn't know where that was going. I tell you what, from that camera angle there, I had no clue where that deflection was going. It could have sailed into that top bin. And it was a block, though, by Daniel Amati. Liverpool are going to make 2 subs by the looks of things. Mohamed Salah is going to be coming onto the pitch for Liverpool. And Harvey Elliott making his Premier League return. Good stuff for Harvey Elliott as well. Great to see him back in a Liverpool kit after that leg break. Here comes the corner. Andy Robertson whips this one in. Looking for Van Dijk. It falls down to Jota. Oh! Just over from Diego Jota. Really well worked from the corner there. Nodded down by Van Dijk and Jota with a shot. Bit of a half opportunity, but a man of Jota's quality and class. I think he gets... Oh, is that a corner? I'm not sure. I'm not sure the player in front of him gets in the way. Here comes the substitutions, and this is a long-awaited return for Mr. Mohamed Salah. Curly Shipley. Good stuff, Curly. Mohamed Salah is going to be introduced with 30 minutes left to play. Interesting to see who he takes off. I think it will maybe be Firmino. I can't imagine him taking Louis Diaz off on his debut so early on. Can't imagine that one bit. But who knows? May well do. May well do. Let's see how many likes we're on, ladies and gents. Let's see how many likes we are on. Ooh, 1 subscriber off as well. 1 subscriber off 480, even better. Keeping on moving. It's Firmino who's come off for Mohamed Salah, and Curtis Jones has come off for Harvey Elliott. So Jones and Firmino's days are done so far. We're on 12 likes so far. Thank you to those who have smashed that like button for us. Good stuff, and a sign for Mo Salah as well. Welcome back, Mo Salah. Liverpool fans will be thrilled to see him back. I don't understand, the Wiki Tiki says, I don't understand how Liverpool can play a high line like that with only 2 at the back. The gap between the centre-backs and the deepest full-back was massive. I know, I really don't get it, but it's the pace and the power that Van Dijk has. Another sub as well, Youri Tielemans is coming on as well, and so is Kelechi Iheanacho. So positive movements there from Leicester City to bring on 2 more attacking, more creative players. Yeah, I don't understand with Liverpool. I think that's why a lot of people call out Trent Alexander-Arnold for his defensive capabilities, because they rely so much on Van Dijk and Joel Matip, and it really makes it difficult for Trent Alexander-Arnold when he plays in a England shirt, to be honest with you. Leicester, though, do win a corner here early. Iheanacho with an early presence in the game, looking to run in behind. Samari has come off, and I believe Patson Daka was the other player to have made way. I will confirm that when I can confirm that Patson Daka is off the field. Max putting ZZ's. Maddison's gone out wide. Max's favourite player. Gone out wide to take this corner. Ooh. bit of a miscommunication there between Matip and Alisson. Alisson came to claim it and punch it at the front post, but Matip had his head in the way. Ball looking long there for Mohamed Salah, and Luke Thomas maybe wasn't aware that Salah was there though. Calm in the end to play it back to Kasper Schmeichel. The clearance from Schmeichel wasn't the greatest. Falls to Tielemans though. Tielemans looks long, looking for Kelechi Iheanacho. Liverpool able to retain possession once again. Here's Robertson. Robertson's going to switch it, looking for Luis Diaz. Trent headers it back down, trying to get on the ball. Tielemans really needs to dictate play for Leicester City in this final 30 minutes if they want to get themselves on the score sheet in this game. But if Fab dropped in the back line, they'd be more solid. Yeah, they would be, but the thing is they don't need to wiki-tiki, do they? They don't need to. They really don't need to. Max says, I saw a picture of you when you were younger. If you just Google, if you like search on Twitter or you search on me, you can absolutely find loads of pictures of me from when I was younger. To be honest, I don't even judge England players anymore because of Southgate. He's holding the team back from silverware. I mean, I don't know. I don't think Southgate should be sacked. I know a lot of people say he's not a great tactician. In the final, he got his tactics wrong. But he reminds me of he almost reminds me like a Lampard, someone who can get it right and he can get it really, really right. But it's whether he does that enough. And like with the penalties, I think he got that wrong. Yes, bring on Rashford to take it. Sancho hasn't played enough in an England kit. For someone like Rashford, who's been playing at that level since he was 16, 17, absolutely, he's more of a senior figure in the England side. Saka, though, for me, shouldn't have taken a penalty. Should not have taken a penalty. Sterling needed him. Found the one I showed you earlier in the stream. Rate Luis Diaz's performance out of 10. So far, I'd say probably a 7. It's not been great. It's not been bad though. It's sort of been average. I don't know whether I'd go for a 6 then, but I always assume 6 as being average, if I'm honest with you. Van Dijk looks long there, looking for Mohamed Salah. Harvey Elliott trying to win the ball back. Lookman's done really well there to wriggle free into Tielemans. Here's Dewsbury Hall. Good turn of pace there from Dewsbury Hall. Drop of the shoulder, but he's given the ball away in the end. I'm very surprised that Liverpool do not have a good attack. And still what they will play or have been able to play, but it's Liverpool and everything. Yeah, I mean, I don't think you can sack him off the final, wiki-tiki. I don't think you can sack someone off losing a final. Not when he's got back-to-back semi-finals. No other manager has got back-to-back semi-finals and then got us to a final, so I don't think you can sack him. He got his tactics wrong, but it's not sackable because I think a lot of people would have got those tactics wrong. I think he left Mount on too long in the final. I think that was a big criticism because Mount wasn't having a good game. Who'd replace Southgate though? Exactly. Who would replace Southgate? We'll end up with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and we don't want that. We do not want that whatsoever. Robertson with a bit of space here. Here's Luis Diaz. Yeah, I think Luis Diaz probably a 6 out of 10, 7 out of 10. We'll be generous. We'll give him a 6.5.
Again, good defending from Albrighton. He's put a stint in for his team. Look.
I don't remember a single dominant performance during the Euros. England were lucky again. Came up against a good Italy team and could barely touch the ball. I'd agree to disagree. Yes, we didn't play well against Italy. Against Denmark, that Denmark side was a really hard one to judge. So I think you can cut them some slack because they were almost running on adrenaline for the whole tournament because they had something. They really had something to play for because they wanted to show, they wanted to win it for Christian Eriksen. In terms of the Germany game, I think for the most part we were the better team. Other than that one poor pass from Sterling where Muller missed, I think for the most part in that Germany game we were good. We rode our luck, yes, but every good side does ride their luck to get to a final. England scored, then did nothing after. Southgate is just like Ollie, passion and vibes and no tactics. Wiki-tiki does not like does not like Gareth Southgate. Does not like Gareth Southgate whatsoever. I do think, I think depending on how the World Cup in Qatar goes, I do think that this could be his last tournament. I think if we don't win something, or if we don't get to another final, and I think he'll go. I think he'll go. Right, I've given it a good crack. But I think he is close. I think he's very close to doing something really good with this team. I do think he is really good, really close. It's all coming together now. Exactly. 66 minutes on the clock. Leicester still really to threaten, and Luis Diaz has just won the ball back here into Jota. Jota tried to play it to Mohamed Salah, who was at the back post there, but it was tackled nice and easily. Curly's just been on my Facebook to change his profile picture. Thanks, Curly. Robertson into Jota. Jota, that was a poor touch. Finds Mark Albrighton only. Dewsbury Hall tries to get the ball back down. It's fallen this time to Amati with a really good touch there. Maddison, lovely turn from Maddison there. That's definitely a foul for me, and the referee gives it as a foul from Thiago on Maddison. Am I dreaming it, or did Thiago used to shave his head? Am I dreaming that? I feel like he used to shave his head, you know. Let's have a look. He did, yes. He did shave his head. Wow. I don't know why I found that so interesting. It was just when I saw his hair, I was like, I don't remember him having hair. Amati finds James Maddison. Maddison they need to get Maddison and Tielemans on the ball a bit more here, Leicester. They're very quiet for the most part. Lovely turn there from Lookman. That's done really well to get past Trent. He made him look silly there, really. Ademola Lookman down this left-hand side. Trent's managed to get himself back in. Still Lookman on the ball. Lookman plays it, only succeeds in playing it into Harvey Elliott. I'll gladly eat my words if he wins something, but I'm on his neck. Exactly, Wiki Tiki, exactly. At least you're happy to eat your words if something does change. Jota finds Luis Diaz here. Diaz, could this be his first goal? Diaz! Oh, he's put it wide. That was definitely his big moment. Definitely his big moment there for Luis Diaz. Jota rolled it in nicely to him. It was taken well, and he shifts it onto his left foot nicely, and he's just not quite got the right connection there. I think he took it too wide, and he's going to have to swing through and hit it across the goal, but he couldn't quite get that on it. And he has just played it wide. Carrie says Leicester did not mind the attack to score a goal, but now it does not go well. What kind of game to score a goal will be more tense and will be more interesting? Yeah, definitely will be a more interesting and more intense game if they get themselves a goal. They don't look like they're at it at the moment, do they, Carrie? They really don't look like they're at it at the moment. They look a little bit quiet. Liverpool easily able to dominate possession for the most part, able to create a couple of opportunities when they want to as well. I raided an old group chat. Didn't even realise we still had that. I still had them. I swear we got kicked out of half of our group chats because of a questionable video from he who shall not be named.
It's a combination of concentration and patience when you come here as an opposition team, and you've got to be ready for it when the chance comes.
Matip, lovely switch. Trent Alexander-Arnold, good touchdown as well.
There's been no shortage of work rate in there tonight. The likes of Albrighton and Dewsbury Hall have been covering plenty of distance down there.
Clip forward from Thiago, looking for Robertson. Robertson, lovely clip into Luis Diaz. Back into Robertson. Oh, that's well read there by Tielemans to get himself back in. Luis Diaz nearly wins it back. Dewsbury Hall gets the ball down as well. I have no clue what Leicester's game plan is. Me and you both, Wiki Tiki. Me and you both, mate. I genuinely have no clue what on earth is happening here for Leicester. They're not even really hitting on the counter-attack, are they? Here might be an opportunity. Here goes Dewsbury Hall. Dewsbury Hall supported by Lookman, but he's given the ball away. We did what photo is that, Curly? What photo is that? I can hear Darren Fletcher through Sam's TV. Nice. Let me turn him down a bit. I can barely hear him, so I'm quite surprised you can hear him. They needed to make it end-to-end with Liverpool. They're only... Sorry, I'm trying to get my phone charger if you're wondering. They're allowing Liverpool far too much time on the ball. Totally agree. 100% agree. Martinelli's been sent off, by the way, Wiki Tiki. He's just been sent off. Glad I took him out of my fantasy team. Yeah, I totally agree. There's too much time, too much room for Liverpool to roam, really. Too much room for them to roam at the moment. It's not looking great for them. Not looking great for Leicester. They've still got 20 minutes and they're only 1 goal down, so I think the longer this game sort of plays on, it might play into their hands a little bit more for that counter-attacking opportunity. But they just don't look like getting a good counter-attack underway. They had that earlier one, didn't they, where James Maddison did really well, but they've not really done it. And the game plan just doesn't seem to suit them at the moment. It really doesn't seem to suit them. Brendan Rodgers might need to spice things up a little bit. Yes, Martinelli's been sent off. I've just seen on my phone. Red card. I don't know if it was a straight red or anything. Oh my god. That photo is horrendous, Curly. I don't know where you've dug that out from. I don't know where you've dug that out from, mate, but that is horrendous. Here's Diego Jota. Jota with a bit of space, tries to get the ball through to Trent Alexander-Arnold, who's waiting on the edge of the box. Well read, though, by James Justin. And the ball cleared forward, looking for Kelechi Iheanacho. Oh, my God, Curly, that photo is awful. That photo is awful. Funny, but awful. I cannot believe that photo. Cannot believe it. Oh, God. Come on, let's have some action, boys. Let's have some action. Slowly sort of fizzing out this game at the moment. Trent into Salah. Salah tries to flick it round the corner, looking for Jota. Succeeds in finding Thiago instead, though. Here is Robertson. Robertson's going to whip one in, looking for the header. Salah, cleared by Amate. Might fall for Trent. Does fall for Harvey Elliott. Harvey Elliott got the overlapping run of Trent. Really well played through the legs to find Salah. Salah dances, weaves. It's good save at the front post by Kasper Schmeichel there. Good save. He kind of looked like he folded in on himself. He kind of looked like he folded in on himself a little bit. But he saved it in the end. Trent whips in the corner, headed by Matip safely into the gloves of Kasper Schmeichel. For God's sake, I'll see that back. Hopefully it doesn't cost us 3 points. It might do. It might do. I've got Martinelli in my fantasy. I've got Gabriel in my fantasy team, so I'm okay for the time being. I'm trying to remember if I have Martinelli. Is that Sam in Curly's profile picture? He looks grumpy, LMAO. Yes, it is me on the left without a beard and with a really poor haircut. So yes. Got Saka in FPL and Ramsdale, hoping for an Arsenal clean sheet and a Saka hat-trick. I think you're leaving it a bit late for the Saka hat-trick, I must say. Or giving the ball away there by Dewsbury Hall. And here goes Mohamed Salah. Salah bearing down on the goal. 1v1. What a save! What a save that is by Kasper Schmeichel. A big right hand and Mo Salah stayed down. Mo Salah has stayed down following that. I'm sure VAR will check it. Salah has gone down. He looks like he's in significant pain. Brilliant save though by Kasper Schmeichel. I think it was Schmeichel and not an Amati tackle. VAR will be looking at that if there is a foul on Mohamed Salah from Daniel Amate. But up the other end is Lookman. Lookman plays it into Maddison. Maddison tries to clip it forward, looking for Lookman again. And we are going to stop the play here for Mohamed Salah by the looks of things, who's just getting his back onto his feet. Let's watch that tackle or that opportunity again. It was given away by Dewsbury Hall, who just didn't see Salah there. And you know, are they saying that the advantage has been played there by Salah because he's taken the shot? It's a brilliant save by Kasper Schmeichel. I think that's what they're saying, and I think that's why Amate's got away with that. I think that's why. God's sake, Arteta took Saka off. Oh no, that's unlucky. That is unlucky. And Wolves going to get a 2-1 win in extra time. Have Wolves scored 2 goals all season? They've not scored many so far this season, have they? Not scored many at all. Not scored many at all. Well, I just realised they can adjust the sound, the volume level, but oh well. VAR checking club badge. Right. Here's Trent Alexander-Arnold. 15 minutes left on the clock. 10 minutes and we'll have to start thinking about a man of the match. I really don't know. It's kind of hard to decide. I genuinely think James Justin's been pretty good for Leicester City. Dewsbury Hall's not been bad other than that one mistake sort of there.
Scored 12 goals in the last 15 minutes of Premier League games this season, which is the most in the division.
Thiago now.
They've only conceded 2 during
Carrie says, I don't know if Liverpool have Salah or because
this season, so this has
I ask if they played in the Africa Cup final. Liverpool have got Salah. He was on the bench. He's just come on, Carrie. He's just come on. But Mane isn't on the bench. Mane isn't. So Mane will be getting the extra rest, which is weird. I think that for Salah is more the fact that Salah is... I'm sure if they'd have won it, he'd have taken a break. But I think for someone like Salah, who's such a hard worker and hates losing, Salah's going to cut in on his left foot. Oh my gosh, on the crossbar! Oh my gosh, what a strike there from Mohamed Salah. What I was just about to say, Luis Diaz! Oh my God, what a save that is from Schmeichel. Oh, 2 really big opportunities there for Liverpool. Luis Diaz showing a bit of flair as well here. Diaz up against James Justin. Has to come back to Thiago. What I was just about to say about Salah is he's such a hard worker. I am sure the reason he's come back is because he can't take to be sat at home thinking about the fact that they lost that final. It means the world to Mohamed Salah, and maybe, 2 years' time, we don't know where Salah will be or where this Egypt side will be either. And maybe he thinks that he might have lost one of his final opportunities to get some silverware in an Egyptian kit. And maybe that's why he's come back, whereas Mane, obviously not as worried about sliding himself back into this team, especially with the backups of Jota and, as we've just seen, Luis Diaz, who are more than capable of striking a ball.
12 minutes plus stoppage time to go. Liverpool 1, Leicester 0. Diogo Jota.
It isn't a goal. Isn't a goal. Not unless there's one about to happen. Trent Alexander-Arnold plays it down the line, looking for Harvey Elliott. Harvey Elliott does give the ball away though. Regained though by Fabinho. Here's Trent Alexander-Arnold back into Fabinho. Liverpool going to have to come all the way back to Alisson by the looks of things to reboot and rearm. Still 1 goal in this game at the moment. Nearly 80 minutes on the clock, and Liverpool, they might end up ruining this game if they don't make it dead and buried at the moment. Salah's just hit the crossbar though, just moments ago. Jota rolls it into Thiago. Thiago finds Robertson. Robertson looking for the feet of Jota, who was in the box there, but it's well intercepted by Tielemans.
Defensive play, good awareness defensively there, because Jota again making that really good darting run into the box.
Here's Thiago again. Robertson's going to try whip one in. Hits James Justin though, and James Justin, calm as you like, rolls it into Youri Tielemans. Tielemans clips it forward, looking for the feet of Kelechi Iheanacho though. He needs some help up front, and it's easily nicked back by Liverpool. Here's Luis Diaz on the left wing. Diaz comes back into Fabinho, into Thiago, back into Robertson. Robertson pulls it back. Here's Trent Alexander-Arnold. He's going to strike one. Oh, I think that was a poor effort there from a really poor effort. Let's watch that again. Did that take a deflection, or is that that's a really poor effort there from Trent Alexander-Arnold? He's absolutely spanned it high, wide, not at all handsome there from the big man at right back. Absolutely spanned it, if you ask me. It's not a goal, Carrie, don't you worry. Yeah, Liverpool into Milan in midweek. Next week, that is, of course. Oh, Maddison flicks it over, looking towards Kelechi Iheanacho. Iheanacho shoots! Oh, that's better. That's better. Iheanacho blazes wide, but that's better. It's a lovely ball from James Maddison. First time. Oh, sorry. Mark Albrighton, I do believe. Lovely, lovely. Oliver says, Sam streams Saturday. I've got my hair cut at 12:40. That'll take about 50 minutes. I'll try to get, obviously, the stream and everything set up before. And then what I'm thinking is, I know Shrafter has asked about me doing one for the Chelsea game, but I'm thinking maybe Everton Leeds. I think that'll get a good reception. Don't know what you guys think though. Salah tries to wriggle a bit of room here to get past Luke Thomas, but Dewsbury Hall, a combination of Dewsbury Hall and Ndidi do manage to clear the ball. Here is Salah though. It only goes as far as Salah again. Harvey Elliott. Here is Trent Alexander-Arnold. I'm going to do a poll, Oliver, to decide. You can choose between the two games. Salah, this might fall to. Here's Luis Diaz. Luis Diaz! Oh! Is it saved by Schmeichel? It went through the legs but cleared off the line by the Leicester defenders. Here go Leicester. Leicester with James Maddison. It's a 3-on-4 here. Potentially an opportunity to outnumber him. Iheanacho now. Iheanacho. Oh, he looks to pull it back. He's only succeeded in finding Thiago. And it's now really opened up for Liverpool. Harvey Elliott trying to drive the ball forward. Elliott finds Salah. 50 minutes for a simple short back and sides. Geez, you're going to rock a new style or something. No, it's I get my beard done as well. So I get like all of this shaped up, all of this shaped up. I get it all trimmed and then I get all of this as well. So, and then a bit taken off the top as well.
You're just thinking he's going to drill it in the bottom corner. Just hits the double legs, both legs of Schmeichel, who comes back in the vicinity of it's Justin that actually clears it in the end. But
Leicester so unlucky on that counter attack there. Really, really unlucky.
Left side he can pop up. I think he can play either side really.
Quite a few of them have had a go tonight. Plenty of chances.
Ball clipped forward there, looking for Jota. Jota might be able to keep that one on. He has done, and Ndidi does play it behind for a Liverpool corner. Liverpool need to see this game out. They need to see this game out. They really do. Need to check my fantasy league. I forgot to change it for weeks, but luckily I've had Bowen captained. Yeah, that wasn't too bad. Last couple of weeks he's been decent. It is decent. Every day I'm shuffling. In comes the corner from Robertson, cleared at the front post. Is there an opportunity to counter-attack here? Harvey Barnes, who I didn't even realise had come on, trying to get himself an equaliser. You watch, I'm calling it now. It's Harvey Barnes with an equaliser.
Sometimes it just comes down to that sheer desire to go win the ball in your own box.
Well, it does, yeah. But I think at the end of the day, they're in such a negative sort of mindset at the moment. It's like, oh no.
I know what you mean, Carrie. I know what you mean. I was just trying to work out what you were referring to. You're referring to Liverpool, and yeah, they don't have bad attackers, so it wouldn't really make sense if Leicester did score. But the game's opening up for them, and Leicester's counter-attacking is finally starting to pay dividends. Here is Maddison, who plays it into Iheanacho, into Harvey Barnes, who looks down the line there. I think Maddison's offside. We'll have to wait and see. Maddison's playing on, though, looking to roll it across the box, and now the flag goes up. Now the flag goes up. What happened to Harvey Barnes? I swear he was mega for one season. He got injured for quite a long time, Curly. He got injured. I don't know how you can hear that. I don't know how you can hear that, Oliver, because I can't hear it now. I literally cannot hear it. So, 61 points for FPL. Wow, that's good. That is a good score. Oh, I got some Jota points as well tonight. I have, because and I'll have some Trent Alexander-Arnold points on their way. Oh, I forgot I had Jared Bowen in my team. Even better, Robertson's going to whip this one in, looking for Jota across the box there. I'm on 50 points. 11 points from Gabriel. Jeez, 11 points from Gabriel. All of my strikers let me down, but 11 points from Gabriel is decent. Why does he keep on subbing on Nketiah? He's a dead baller. Just leave him at home to play Fortnite. Honestly, I don't know. I don't know what goes on with Nketiah. I feel like he's been a young prospect for so many years now, and at some point you're just going to have to give up on him. Corner whipped in, flicked on by Van Dijk. It will come out the other end though to Mohamed Salah. Salah finds Thiago. We've got 5 minutes left. Are Liverpool going to put this game to bed? Trent clips one in towards... Oh, good touch there from from Van Dijk. It's going to fall for Luis Diaz, who tries to clip one in. Cleared though by James Justin. Good touch from Harvey Barnes, looking to get an equaliser. But given away. Here's Luis Diaz. It might fall to Matip on the edge of the box. Into Jota! Oh, he's squeezed in! He's squeezed in, and Diego Jota gets me another load of fantasy points. A lovely shot on the turn. A really good shot on the turn. And just as I was saying, are Liverpool going to get themselves a second goal to see this game to bed and put it to bed? Liverpool do. And Diego Jota gets his second of the night. That man is in brilliant, brilliant goal-scoring form. Brilliant goal-scoring form. If you haven't got him in your FPL team, what have you been doing? And it almost comes from Harvey Barnes trying to overplay. And then there's a bit of luck. Matip does well. It's a dodgy bit of goalkeeping though from Kasper Schmeichel. And that is Liverpool 2. Leicester City 0. Diego Jota gets himself the second goal. The assist coming from the centre-half, Joel Matip. Captain Cancelo got Bowen too. Do I have Cancelo? Oh, I do, yeah. I do have Cancelo. I didn't even realise I didn't realise I had Bowen either, to be fair. So, oh, Liverpool. And my score prediction was 2-0. If you cast your minds back, I went with 2-0. So, very pleased with that one so far. Yeah, don't keep Nketiah. He's just not at the level I wanted Edouard in the summer, but we were haggling. With Palace for this scrub. I know. It's mental. It is mental. It's weird how some teams just can't get them across the line. Arsenal seem to be one of those teams at the moment. Can't quite get people across the line at the moment. Two minutes left on the clock, and I'm going to give my man of the match for this game. And to be honest with you, that has just sold me. I was actually sort of leaning towards Jota as well, because overall it's been a decent game. I think Trent's been really good from that right back slot. I think Maddison, when he's got on the ball, has been okay, but he's not had enough service. Defensively, Daniel Amarty's been decent, and I hate to say it. And the two defenders of the makeshift centre-half pairing between NDD and Daniel Amarty has been okay. It has been okay. But I think you've got to go with Jota. And Liverpool making another sub-4 tonight. Takumi Minamino is going to be coming off the pitch. And Luis Diaz, that is his debut done. His Premier League debut done for Liverpool. No goals, no assists for tonight, but an okay performance from the Portuguese. Is he Portuguese? Colombian winger. The Colombian winger. I do believe he's Colombian, unless I've got that one wrong. But like I was saying, I think I'm going to go with Jota. He's not had many opportunities tonight, but when they're falling to him, my God, has he finished them off. He's been simply sensational with some of those finishes. He's been really, really, really good. Diego Jota. We just take too long to do deals. I remember Gabriel deal took ages. Yeah, that's part of the problem. That is part of the problem. You've got to be snappy with them, because otherwise people get cold feet, like, oh, why are they taking so long? Clearly they don't want me, that kind of thing. Leicester City might have an opportunity here to get themselves a goal. James Maddison going out to take this corner ball. Whipped in by Maddison, cleared by Jota, flicked on all the way through, and Luke Thomas is able to collect and go back towards Yuri Tielemans. Tielemans into Harvey Barnes. I think Barnes was offside there. Luke Thomas goes back down the line towards Dewsbury Hall. Dewsbury Hall finds Harvey Barnes. Is that going to fall for anyone in the box? No, it comes all the way out to Wilfred Ndidi. Here's Dewsbury Hall again. He's going to try create a bit of space into Luke Thomas, and Luke Thomas just slips at the vital moment there, and Fabinho able to clear that down the line. Jota's still hungry for more goals. More goals. I ain't a clue how we got 61 points. I have no clue how I'm on like 50 points now. And I've got extra points just then from Jota as well. I'm on 55 points. I don't know how I've got there, to be honest with you, mate. I don't have a clue. My striking trio was Dennis, Ronaldo and Kane, and none of them got me anything. Disappointing, isn't it? Disappointing. Harvey Elliott, lovely play into Takumi Minamino. Robertson. Minamino tries to some nice footwork but gives the ball away. Can Leicester do a Spurs against Leicester? Who knows? Whipped in there by Robertson, looking for the head of Mohamed Salah, who was clattered into by Amati, but turns out he's offside anyway. That's such a weird rule. Such a weird rule. Like, to be honest with you, that would have probably been a foul, or the referee would have given him a word to. But because it's offside, the ref's like, oh yeah, it's fine, it's fine. Like, why is that a thing? Why is that a thing? Harvey Barnes tries to flip one on. Here's Maddison. Good feet from James Maddison again. We've not really seen enough of him tonight. He's not had the service. But when he does get on the ball, every time he just looks good. He does look good, but he's given the ball away there to Diego Jota. Jota might be able to roll in Salah. Really well read. Salah shoots anyway. And that's into the hands of Kasper Schmeichel. It was well read actually by Ndidi. And it popped up again to Mohamed Salah, who took the shot on the half turn. CR37 is washed. I think my gamble is going to be taking out Ronaldo. United have a double game week next week, so after next week I'm taking out Ronaldo, bringing Salah back into the team. I can't go too many weeks without Mohamed Salah. Obviously this week it's been okay in terms of, Salah's not played the full 90, so he won't have got the full points anyway. Oh, that's a dodgy pass there from Matip. He's given the ball away to Kelechi Iheanacho. Here goes Iheanacho against Van Dijk. Van Dijk's done really well though. Might fall to Harvey Barnes. Still, Matip's made up for his error, but he's given it back to Mark Albrighton here. Why is it taking Leicester City 92.5 minutes to actually get their backsides in gear and get themselves up the field? Corner for Leicester City. It's not going to do anything in terms of the entirety of the game, you'd like to think. Maddison's going to try clip one in. He's going to have to do it quickly. Whips it in. Cleared, though, by... punched by Alisson Becker. And that is full time. That is full time at Anfield. Liverpool 2. Two brilliant goals by Diego Jota. A lovely shot on the turn for the second one. And Diego Jota, you can't give him that kind of time. You cannot give that man that kind of time. It's been a good performance by Liverpool tonight. It's maybe been a bit of a boring one, as I expected following last night's big drama across the Premier League. But a really, really good performance by Liverpool and, of course, Diego Jota. Great to see Mohamed Salah back playing in the Premier League once again. And I'm sure FPL fans will be waiting for his return fully to the side. And let me know your full-time thoughts. My thoughts in terms of Leicester City. I think Leicester are a long way off it. If you haven't checked out my video talking about my top 10 prediction for the end of the season, do be sure to click on that on the channel. But Leicester look a long way off it. I thought there was going to be a positive rebound here against Liverpool following that defeat to Nottingham Forest, but it's a really poor performance. I do think his days are numbered, Rodgers, if he carries on with performances like this, because they were nowhere near tonight. They were nowhere near. If they're losing 2-0 and it's a fiery game, then yeah, sure, lose 2-0. If they lose 2-0 trying to score the second goal, absolutely, you do that. But tonight, they look really far off. Really far off for the most part. It was a static, slow performance from Leicester City. That does put Liverpool still 9 points behind with the game in hand. So, of course, that would be 6 games. 6 games in hand? What was I going to say? 6 points behind is what I was meant to say there, if they do win that. And Leicester, Newcastle and Norwich winning is slightly starting to drag Leicester into this. They're on 26 points. They're only 8 points ahead of Newcastle United. And to consider that the title is still up for debate and there's 9 points between it, then Leicester have surely got to be worried. They must be worried, looking down on them there. They must be worried because there's not that many points on the board. The teams below them are starting to slowly but surely rack up points, add a few points on. Let me know. Leicester, of course, they're too good to go down. But are they? Do you think they're bringing themselves into a bit of a dogfight here? And the longer that they leave it, the harder it's going to get for Leicester to get out of it, in my opinion. I think Maddison and Tielemans are gone next year, says Wiki Tiki. I think Maddison is definitely starting to show that he's getting to that level. He's getting to that Champions League level now. His fast footwork tonight was brilliant at times. Shame he didn't get more service, like I keep saying, to get the ball forward, because it's been disappointing for James Maddison as a whole tonight. Really has been. Oliver says Rodgers to get sacked, Potter to finally take an upgrade. I can hear the final whistle through Sam's telly. I don't know how. I can barely hear the final whistle. Just had to make some drastic change to it. FPL, says Curly. Potter to Leicester. Don't know about that. That's what I thought. I think it's going to take a while to get Graham Potter out of that Leicester City side, and I think it'd have to be for a really, really good amount of money to get him out of that side. But whether he'd suit it, I don't know. Wiki Tiki says, I mean, stylistically, Potter and Leicester don't fit, not in terms of quality. I know what you mean, because they like to hit on the counter-attack, whereas Brighton don't tend to have much of the ball, but they like to press as well. So it's a strange one. It is a strange one. There is similarities, but there's also big differences in the two ways that these teams set up. Palace are getting dragged into relegation dogfight. Palace will lose to Brentford, Chelsea, Watford next couple of games. Exactly. Palace have the questions about them as well. So I think other than, I still think the title is up for debate. I personally think there is 2 big games in this title race. And of course, this is bearing in mind that Liverpool can at least minimum match Manchester City on the other games and win the game in hand. I think the Manchester derby, the game against Liverpool. I'm not sure which one comes first for Manchester City, whether it's the Manchester derby or the game against Liverpool. But either way, whichever game that is a big indicator. Don't get me wrong, United aren't great at the moment. But derbies are like cup finals. And Manchester United will turn up. And I think Liverpool aren't out of this title race just yet. I think if we're considering Leicester, if we're considering Crystal Palace, if we're considering these teams in relegation fights and saying that they're not actually safe at the moment, then we've got to talk about Liverpool and City still wide open. The difference being, though, that Liverpool have to win. Manchester United have to win. The title is Manchester City's to lose. But Liverpool can still win it. But they'll need some help from their rivals in Manchester to get there at the end. Imagine if Newcastle, Leicester and Everton are relegated. Oh my God. That would be one of the weirdest seasons ever. That would be so weird. That really would be. Wiki Tiki says Arsenal 1-0 Wolves. We did our job when everyone flopped. Exactly. You've got your job done there, Arsenal. Got your job done there. Gained a few more points. Moved yourself further up the table. Palace will end up 17th, says Oliver. Curly says Palace are going to get Europa League this year. Hope so. Don't think they will. And Wiki Tiki says, really important win for Arsenal, a bit of relief. Absolutely, I think it is. I think it is. If we just quickly, let me just get the table on the screen for us, guys. Just give me 2 secondos. Just to get the table on the screen for us. And then we can see how close it all is. And as you can see on your screen now, this is the full table of the Premier League table. You can't, what can you not see? You can't see Manchester City right at the top. I'm sure you knew that Man City were at the top anyway. That does put Arsenal for tonight into 5th place, tied on points with Manchester United, but with a game in hand over West Ham, so that'd take them to 42 points, which would be good. Of course, Tottenham still have those games in hand, but like we've been talking about, and like I addressed in the video in midweek, it's all well and good at having these games in hand, but you've got to take them. And so far, Tottenham, a 3-2 loss against Southampton, definitely isn't taking their opportunities. Who are your favourites to finish in this top 4? I put Tottenham in. Because that glimpse of hope against a strong Brighton side in the FA Cup sold me a dream, by the looks of things. I'm not sure. City are universes ahead of Manchester United, and it's still the same team that City dominate at the theatre of no screens. Yeah, I mean, I just think it's a cup final, isn't it? It is a cup final for Manchester United playing against Manchester City, and they'll do anything they can to stop them. They will do anything they can. Looking at the bottom of the table though, look how congested that is at the bottom of the table. 28 points in 10th, and then all the 14 points separates the bottom 10 sides. Probably one of the closest relegation battles we've had in a while. Burnley need to start changing some of these draws into losses. That's a big criticism there, because if you look, they're taking points from 12 games, 9 games, 8 games, 12 games, but only 1 win this season. That simply isn't good enough. But Brighton aren't that bad. They're in 9th. They can't be that bad. Only lost 4 times this season. So Brighton aren't that bad. They just can't win games. That's what they struggle with at the moment. Man City can't roll out a Sean Dyche masterclass to win the league. Curly, you are on something today. Oliver says, I reckon Norwich can stay up with Smith. He's got them well organised. He does look like they've got a bit of a goal threat. I think that is the one thing for me which still sends Norwich down, is that lack of a goal threat. And of course, Pukki scored at the weekend, which is great for Norwich, but they don't have the out-and-out goal scorer. You look at Newcastle, you can see where goals are going to come from. Watford, they've got Dennis, they've got Ismaila Sarr. Burnley, of course, they've now got Jay Rodriguez, and they've got Wout Weghorst. So they look like they've got goals. Everton, with Dominic Calvert-Lewin comes back, that should solve quite a few of their problems. Leeds, Patrick Bamford comes back, should solve some of their problems. I think I'd be more worried if I was a Brentford fan, more than anything else, because you look behind yourself there. Everton, couple of games in hand, 3 games in hand on Brentford. Newcastle, 2 games in hand on Brentford. And then all of a sudden you're dragging yourselves back in, whereas Leicester still have a few games in hand on these teams below. So if I was a Brentford fan, I would be one of the people who are worried about that. Curly's just got a notification to say I've gone live. Brilliant. Craig saying Arsenal. Evening, Craig. How are we doing, mate? How are we doing? They do draw a million times. Do Burnley. But I think we're going to leave it there, guys. Thank you for everyone who has watched tonight. I really do appreciate the support. I know it's been a bit of a quieter one tonight. I was hoping for maybe a few more people in the chat, but I do appreciate those coming in for a good chat and coming up with some good ideas as well. Wiki Tiki, very engaged tonight. I do appreciate it. Good football talk. Do love the good football talk. Brentford aren't really scoring either. Very, very good point. Very good point. Tony's not really been in good... Oh my God, I've just noticed that form. Loss. Even Everton are better than that. Draw, loss. But this is why this bit is so congested. Okay, a singular point picked up there, but they've kind of dropped into this. But loss, draw, win. loss, win, draw. So everyone's still picking up points. Everyone is still picking up points in this. It's absolutely mental. But I am going to leave you there, guys. I do appreciate all the support on this stream. I really do. If you haven't already, do be sure to smash that like button for me and hit subscribe. That would be brilliant. I've really enjoyed tonight's stream. Like I say, I appreciate the good conversation and the good chat. It makes it so much more enjoyable for me. You don't understand. Sometimes when it's just me commentating over the football, trying to come up with things to say, it does become a little bit tedious, I think is the best word, because obviously there's no one there to have the conversation back with. But I do appreciate you being so engaged in the chat tonight, guys. Really enjoyed it. Tony can't do it what Bamford did. No, he can't. No, he definitely can't. Can't do what Patrick Bamford did. But I will leave you guys there. Like I said, keep your eyes out on the channel for a poll this weekend. Let me know as well. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do an option. The option will be the 3 o'clock kickoff, Everton versus Leeds, because I think that's going to be a really good game. I think that's going to be quite intense, obviously. Take a look at Frank Lampard's Everton. Take a dive and look into that. Then the options will be between that game or Chelsea's Club World Cup game. I will leave that up to you guys. I'm going to put another section as well, just in case if anyone else, fancies a different one. But thank you for watching, guys. I cannot believe Diego Jota scored twice tonight. He's been phenomenal tonight. He has been phenomenal. How many goals does he score this season, Diego Jota? Only